Hello and welcome again to Saviours DnD, our weekly Dungeons and Dragons stream, where we follow our party, the Redwall Saviours in the Forgotten Realms. If you have not done so already, please follow us here at twitch.tv/SavioursDnD, and you can also see links to our Twitter and our YouTube channels below. We've also opened up a community Discord, and if you look at our Twitter, it is pinned there to get access to that and chat with other people and ourselves. We'd love to see some people in there as well.
I think we would all agree that we would love to see people actually making groups and starting games. That would be awesome to see.
Absolutely, we've got a
looking for a group. If you need any help or anything, just ask. Just ask.
Absolutely, we're all super approachable, and again on Twitter and stuff as well. If you ask us anything, we'll.
What is this Twitter you speak of?
Yeah. Depends which one of us is particularly logged in. You may get a response from whoever.
If it's filled with curses and bad spelling.
It's terror.
Yeah.
We also have a lovely sponsor, Libris Arcana. So if you are in the market for some lovely new dice and use the code SAVIOURS at the checkout of their monthly dice subscription, you'll get 25% discount. And there is no contract, so even if you just want a one-off set of dice, you can do that, get the 25% discount and cancel it.
And they're really good dice as well, so very much.
I use them myself. They're very good.
You use all dice, though, to be fair. Your collection is getting ridiculous. Been meaning to talk to you about that.
And so Squid showed his bag.
It's only 2/3 full. Sorry.
Need another 5 minutes to...
Right. Terrorblades, do you want to introduce yourself and your character?
I play Mara Clearwater, a human cleric of Joaquin, who recently had some dealings with a certain dashing rogue who was kind of also a dick, but also kind of cool. Yes, she also has a dwarven companion called Garvin that is super cool. He has sworn to defend her because she did some heroic things to save his people during an assault.
Indeed, very much so. That is indeed correct. Jabberwocky, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes.
Do it, yes.
Jabberwocky.
Yeah. Consistency.
It's not like I saw you biting something and thought, I need to fuck with him.
I am Jabberwocky. I play Scale. She's a shark lady. She punches things and works for money.
Yeah.
A mercenary monk, you say?
A mercenary monk. Emeros, do you want to introduce yourself and your character?
No.
Yeah, there you go. No, go fuck yourself.
No.
Some weeks that's just how you feel. Don't know. No.
Hello, everybody.
That was an option?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
It's always been.
Yeah.
That's an option.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Emeros, and I play Siri, the yuan-ti druid, class 2 warlock.
Indeed. And Dombro, spinner of the stream plates.
I am Dombro, and I play our bard, whose name is Alton. He is a mute. He speaks through his pet raven Quill. So anytime he's casting spells or speaking to the party, unless they're using Siricord, it will be, in fact, the bird talking. Alton sort of motioning.
Yes. And you will tell the difference between how the birds speak and Alton's.
I should probably explain. He is a gnome who is sort of prone to chaotic blasts of like Feywild things. He currently has a very thick ivy beard in which his raven currently is nesting. So some weird stuff happens to Alton at sometimes, you know.
So much bird. So much.
True. Not false.
So, last week was mostly spent up of the continued negotiations with Jarlaxle, who revealed a bit more about his organisation and the reason that he wanted rid of the Silken Woe as they were direct competition. He basically presented himself as the lesser of two evils, grey rather than black. You know, quite honest in his self-appraisal. You and Mara, through her astute business wiles, felt quite comfortable that he was not a truly evil person, but he was not without exploiting where money was to be made. But he wasn't. The big difference between the Silken Woe and Bragan Dearth is the Silken Woe wish to regain a place in core Drow society and are still very reverent and of Loth and her evil ways. And they had also found out that there was some sort of connection with the Illithid, and a Mind Flayer emissary was being sent to discuss something with the Silken Woe. They signed a contract, and in doing so, Cyric also stung back and signed a separate wee secret contract. And he also managed to get a wee half hour in a magical sauna, which he enjoyed thoroughly.
It was nice.
So I have not created and given this to Emeros as a player yet, but Cyric is now in the possession of a map with 5 marked areas that may be likely for a yuan-ti brood to be raised. In the cold north, as his mysterious god stroke patron asked him to, but in an area where there is volcanic uprising, so there is the warmth to nurture and raise eggs and expand the yuan-ti influence beyond the jungles of the south. All behind the back. Alton he doesn't have a clue about exactly what Cyric's up to, but he's slightly suspicious that he keeps having secret conversations with people. When we last saw our adventurers, the Eyecatcher had raised anchor and had gone off, and I think I didn't write this down exactly, so apologies if I'm remembering wrong. 3 or 4 days hence that you've arranged to meet Jarlaxle off the coast of the Silken Woe compound to the north of Luskan. So you have a few days to yourselves. Scale has taken Cyric, Garvin, and Mara onto this Giant's Pinnacle, which is a rocky outcrop, just because she's never been here before, and she finds it curious, and when she's got time in her hands, she wants to have a wee explore. Leaving Alton on the boat with Waif and Stray, who are currently teaching him how to fish for a deadly poisonous blue-ringed octopus, as he wishes to make some poison. So, I think we'll cut first to the rowboat. You find a rocky place to tie up the boat. You all make your way onto the rocks. Very rough, but you can quickly get. I think there's a sort of a very, very small shingly beach that you can get the boat up, pull it up above the waterline. But it's not called a rocky outcrop for nothing. There are lichens and tufts of withered grass here and there, but for the most part, there is very little living on the island, as far as you can tell. Certainly plant life that's visible.
Does it feel
Are you looking for anything particular? Or are you just going to walk a circumference of the island? Are you going to go to the high point?
Both.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, which one do you want to do first?
High point.
Let's go to the top.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go, Garvin?
It's just nice to feel solid ground under my feet, so I'm just happy to follow wherever I don't really have any wish to go anywhere particular.
Let's enjoy this because you said like it was a rocky outcropping. There's no sand, right?
No.
Well, sand's just tiny rocks.
Oh, stop. Wow.
You're breaking my mind, man.
There are no rocks that tiny, Jabber.
Well, let's just enjoy it down here. But first, Sirik, I have something for you.
Oh, yes. So, how do we do this?
Well, you stand still, and I was just about to say, accept me inside of you. No, you just embrace the spell when I cast it on you. Mara begins casting the spell. And she casts it. I think it was Lester. Was it Lesser Restoration?
Is this to remove his
curse.
lycanthropy?
Remove curse. That was it.
Yeah. Curse.
Yeah, so she casts remove curse on.
So this is a spell that you've never cast before on stream. So what does the casting of remove curse look like when Mara casts it?
At the beginning, she seems to be sort of. She says a word, and her fingertip seems to get a soft glow, and she almost seems to be sort of looking for signals around him, and it seems to sort of carve out sort of hidden symbolisms on top of him, and then she begins to just cross them all out, and they kind of just disintegrate off into the air, like hidden markings in the sort of the ether that she crosses out and erases.
Wonderful.
And I think just as you finish casting it, you sort of see Sirik's eyes sort of glaze a little bit, and you can't see where they come from, but just like dozens of rats seem to run out the bottom of his trousers and just scurry off into the thing. Quite disturbing, because they just seem to come from nowhere, and for a while you think they're never ending. They're just squeaking rats, and they just almost just disappear and run off into the rocks and the nooks and the crannies.
We made a terrible mistake for this island.
That's the thriving rare seabird colony. Fucked.
Yeah.
You've introduced a non-native species into a fragile ecosystem. Horrible beast.
Better than here than on the boat.
Fragile ecosystem. It's a rock.
There was dead grass and lichen.
Not even.
Not even.
But yes, you feel. Well, I shouldn't put things, but I think if a normal character would feel enlightened by thing, is like a weight you didn't know was there has been lifted from you, Sirik.
Yeah,
In your pants.
probably quite a lot of weight. I just saw a lot of them run away from me.
Yeah, exactly.
One weird trick to losing 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And you had 4 dozen rats in your couch.
Just told me to take off my pants. I mean,
That's what the spell actually was. Take off your pants, Eric.
That's just what
Sorry.
lycanthropy is in my world. They just take over your body and like puppet you.
I'm glad that I didn't turn into a werebear or something, because this would
That would have been
very
awkward,
bad.
yeah.
A ship sails past and can't even see the needle for the fucking bears on top of it. Or the pinnacle.
Alright.
Sorry, we're digressing, but that's funny.
Yes.
I like
That's what we do.
Yes. So, did you decide to go shoreline or high point first?
High point.
Okay.
Yeah, bitch. We're going to take the hot point.
Make a survival check. And is everyone going with scale?
I think me and Garvin will just enjoy being on solid ground for a while.
They're going to have a quiet walk across the beach.
Against, the beautiful rocks.
And Garvin.
12.
And there's the horizon.
Garvin's certainly
over
going to
there.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Sirik, do you stay with Garvin and Mara, or do you go with
No.
scale? Okay.
I go with scale.
Garvin kisses the ground.
I think with a 12, you find it. It's not a huge big rock. It's just this was more about how easy your climb was, but it's not so bad that you have to make any strength checks or anything. There's a few bits you have to scramble, and there might have been a couple of hairy moments where you sort of grab a rock and it sort of pulls away, but you manage to grab it again because you have to climb a bit. But maybe after half an hour, you are up on a bit that's maybe 200 or 300 feet above the boat in the middle of the island, because it is roughly sort of football, as in rugby ball or American football shaped oval. And this pinnacle's roughly in the middle of it. And you can see Mara and Garvin sort of futtering around next to the rowboat. You can see Waif and Stray with Alton on the Storm Petrel out in the bay. And yeah, do you think of that? But perception checks, both of you, if you want to have a look around.
Absolutely. 18.
With my dice today. 13.
Okay.
I rolled
So
a
I think-
3 and a 4.
I think with you both see different things. So, with a 13 scale, you seem to see on the north side of the island, which is the furthest away from the boat, you see
A dragon.
a cloud of birds seems to be worrying something on the shoreline. You just see a large dark shape that seems to be washing in the waves coming in on the rocks, and there seems to be birds and things being attracted to it.
Maybe the birds are fighting the rats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just a gigantic swarm of rats having
Yeah.
a fight. As we call in Scotland, they're having a pagger.
Sure.
Do I
It's
need
a
to take
fight.
notes?
It's a fight, but not too serious.
Aye.
Having a pagger.
Having a pagger. Pagger, Saturday night, drunken fighting, paggering. Sorry, my country's mental. Cyric with a 18, you see what seems to be on the west side of the island. Seems to be the wreck of a small boat that seems to be on the shoreline. Not even as big as the Storm Petrel. It just seems like maybe it's a small creel boat that's been out, and it's not actually run aground here. It's sunk somewhere else, and this is just the remainder of its of the ship that's just washed ashore here. Seems to be nets and things are in the vicinity as well that might be associated with it.
What can your eyes see?
Well, there's a weird shape over there in the water that the birds are doing something about.
What
What do you got?
I got a boat.
Which one do you want to check out first?
Well,
Your thing.
Birds? All right.
well,
Are there any large surfboard-shaped rocks that we can rock surf down to the shore?
please say yes. I can mold earth into.
Scale uses rock slide.
Unfortunately, it's mold earth, not mold stone.
I know.
But no,
I know.
you can get down to either point quite easily, and you can also circumnavigate the island.
I want to do it cool.
Well,
I want to be cool,
I'm
okay?
sorry to tell you, scale's just not cool in this instance.
Ow.
All right.
well, bird seems quite.
Let's go check that out.
Yeah, let's see.
So you're going to what scale saw first?
Bird. Yep.
Yes.
Bird party.
Again, about 15 minutes down. It doesn't take as long to get down. You can see the boat, but you now can't see Alton or Mara from at this point. And as you approach, both of you make another perception check.
There we go. 24.
23.
Okay. You both see the same thing. Funnily enough, Scale's probably the only person that knows what this is. I don't think this is something that Cyric will have experienced. And
Is this
what
something from the sea?
Yes. What you see is a massive, rotten corpse of a whale that has been washed up. It seems
gross.
there are big chunks of it missing. It seems like it's been attacked by some other beast. At this distance, you can't see any more detail of the wounds and things, but it's quite obvious it's not intact, and it seems to be feeding quite a large flock of carrion birds. There's also the back tail still sort of in the water and sloshing in the waves, giving it this creepy sort of almost like it's still breathing movement as the waves crash into it.
No, thanks.
You're not hungry, are you?
No.
I don't think so.
You.
Well, this is a whale.
Of a time.
They are large ocean-dwelling creatures. They actually only eat tiny fish.
Well. Why?
I don't know. Lack of potential?
Well, it's dead.
Yeah. It's gross.
What a gross.
Go check out that boat. Yeah.
You're not going any closer.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna shoot it a couple.
It's gonna explode.
Can I shoot it a couple of times?
Damn it.
Oh no,
Cyric.
Scale knows that it's not like that because the rents are so much that it's not swelling, exploding. Gas has already been expelled.
And I want it to explode.
Yeah, actually think that might already have occurred.
Cyric, you shouldn't wail on it.
Shoots it a bit.
Yeah, I
At
want
least the rats have something to eat, you know?
Do you really want to shoot it with an Eldritch Blast?
Yes.
I hope you
So you
miss.
get within
That'd be the funniest
120
thing.
feet?
Yeah.
Okay, roll to attack.
Let's see.
What is the AC of putrid whale hide?
10?
I don't know.
Let's say
at
10,
least.
because it's thick. Yeah.
At
No,
least
it's
20.
I hope you miss it.
Yeah.
I'll say 10.
21.
Okay, you hit.
I guess that hits
Your
2 times
damage.
over, whatever, man. Show off.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10. So 16.
Okay. Do you do your 2 because you get 2 in one action?
Yeah, sure. That's a crit.
Okay.
Jesus,
Roll-
okay. Surely
roll
there's a
double
gas
dice.
pocket somewhere.
Surely we can make it explode.
Do we hear him firing?
And I roll max damage twice.
What?
So.
Yeah, that's
26.
34.
So
You
that's
don't add the 6 twice.
That's 50 total.
Oh.
No, you don't add the 6 twice. You only add the 6 to the
that's true.
initial dice.
So
So
it would be that's 30
42.
plus
It's 42 total.
32 plus my
Plus the 16 still though.
yeah.
So 48 total.
So he's just like randomly like, oh, it's a whale. And Siric's behind you. Ah.
Yeah.
I would just like to point out because this is not any combat or anything, but Cyric has just done 48 damage with a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking warlocks, dude.
Yeah.
That damage is just overwhelming. Whale.
That's how you do it.
See, you didn't even do the pun right.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I liked your thinking, but
Yeah, you were almost
Wow.
there.
Shame.
shame.
Get back behind that fan.
So,
Well, no, it's definitely
what
dead.
happens?
Yeah.
It's definitely dead.
That's basically the D&D equivalent of a 2 shots to the dome, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta kill it twice.
Yeah.
I rolled 99 on my percentile dice.
I
So-
don't know what's going on.
It
Yeah.
rises
I
up
think-
on its 2 feet.
You somehow managed to restart its heart, and there's no.
You You started and didn't kill
If
anything.
this is a genie of some kind, I'm really, really sad right now.
No. I think your two blasts just, eviscerate a huge chunk in the side of it, and a whole load of guts and entrails spill out, and the birds sort of flock up and all this sort of thing, and then sweep down and start picking out the glistening entrails. I think at this point, the wind's behind you, but you do get this whiff, this stench of putrefying whale flesh. As that happens, I want both of you to make another perception check, because you're within, you did have to go closer.
What have you killed?
I don't know.
What important NPC have you just eviscerated?
Oh, no.
I'd say 24.
Pinocchio was in the
I'm
belly.
rolling super high.
Scale, you don't see anything, but Cyric, you see something that just piques your interest. There seems to be something black and shiny. You can't see more than that. It probably about that sort of height, oblong shape that seems to spill out amongst these things.
It's a baby.
Scale. Could you help me with these birds? I think I actually saw some.
I mean, when you shot, they think they're just ordinary birds. There's not, so you've seen birds in forests. You're fairly sure if you go closer, they'll just fuck off and circle until.
I'll go closer then.
Okay.
I think Scale just watches in horror as Cyric explodes the whale and then goes closer to it. It's like,
This guy is not fucking right.
Yeah. This guy's putting all sorts of red flags.
Yeah.
Well, once you get to within about 30 feet of the whale, at the point that you're going to have to start entering into the widening pool of viscera that you've caused, you don't know, but you think you can see, looks like the toe of a boot. And it seems to be not covered in any of the viscera at all. It seems almost weirdly clean.
Holy shit.
Of a boot?
Someone just got a boot.
Please let there be boots of water walking.
I thought I was going to be the one getting the boots on this stream.
Scale! You need to see this boot.
Dude, it's a fucking boot.
Yeah.
let me roll my own con save. Okay.
What
I
are you
passed.
talking about?
All right. Yeah, Scale takes some of her clothing, covers her mouth, and goes up to it.
Right up to the boot. So, I mean, you at this point, you're probably going to be about knee deep in viscera by the time you get there.
Yeah. Okay. I think as she starts wading into the viscera, she then just tightens her own boots to make sure nothing can get in. Just. I imagine her boots are already near knee height. So
I'm not going to make you do con saves, but the smell is ungodly bad, and it is clinging. Whilst it's not getting into your boots or things, some of your trousers and your boots are just covered in this. You are going to smell vile for a while unless this gets up a while. A whale.
Oh.
But you get there and you tease out, and what you see come out, and you pluck them out, is a pair of probably knee-length boots that I'll pop these up on the stream. And as soon as you pick them up, they just seem to be completely... No, I'll pop them up and roll 20 for you. They seem to be completely clean of any of the viscera that they've been sitting in. It's just sloughs off them. They're perfectly clean, beautifully polished. Actually, even amongst all the viscera, you can almost smell the smell of new leather and polish coming off them.
These are amazing.
Are there any legs attached to these boots?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
I'll toss them. Well, because I don't want to like walk back with them just because of a balance issue. I'll just toss them back to Sirik and dislodge myself from the goo.
Nice.
I'll
Well-
attempt to catch them.
What an amazing sentence that was.
Yeah. Well, that went well.
Yeah, I mean, Dex save, but it's only like a 10 for a Dex check.
Dice. That's 16.
Yep, you catch them fine. One in each hand.
Oh. I told you there was boots.
Yeah,
And they're not even dirty.
it's amazing. Unlike me.
Yeah. What does scale look like now?
Clean up.
I mean, like,
I mean-
even like, although you've only waded into it to your knees, basically from the waist down is just a putrid, greeny purple mess.
A
And
membrane. You have new skin on your
Yes,
legs.
absolutely, yes. Like membranous, sort of glistening gore and gelatinous things that you just can't even picture what the fuck they are. And you smell like the drain underneath a fish factory.
Jokes aside,
Yeah.
those boots are incredible.
Good.
Give me a couple of seconds. I'm gonna go try to get the chunks off.
Wait. I think Sirik will use shape water and try and drag out as much.
Well, what you can do with that is you can move to the edge of the sea and like take water out of the sea and basically use it to power hose her.
Come here. I'll help with that.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, you do that, and you know, takes another 5 or 10 minutes to properly clean every nook and cranny in the creases in your clothes and your boots and stuff. But you managed to do it. Yeah.
It can be
Alright.
used as a drying mechanism, can't it, as well?
We've used it
Basically,
on
to
dirt.
remove water from.
Yes,
Well,
but the reason I said to do it like that because it wasn't water, so it wouldn't have actually worked.
Oh no!
So-
Oh no!
If you, I would like to move the water out of your body.
Indiana Jones.
Extract water elemental.
Yeah.
It's a fun spell.
Well,
You don't know how to identify things, do you?
identify. Why? It's a pair of
Yeah.
boots.
Awesome.
You got me. No, these are magical.
Pair of
boots.
sweet brutes.
Otherwise
What the
they'd
hell,
be
bro?
dirty.
Yeah.
Oh,
My new kicks.
We'll hold on to them.
oh.
We'll get Mara to find out what they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to put them on?
See if they
I
actually.
mean, you
fit.
can spend a short rest trying to work out what they are because the way the D&D rules are, anybody can do that.
Well, I'll do it later. And he stuffs it.
Alright.
Uh,
Is there
so,
is there any other weird stuff in this whale?
do you want me
Are
to
you
find
going
out?
to? Are you
I'm gonna
to-
perception.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing you can see. You
Okay.
think if you wanted to check, you would have to get dirty.
Go into the stomach of the whale. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
It's if you want to check anything, it's an investigation check,
Ugh.
and that means
maybe
getting up close and personal.
Nah, I think
Well,
I'm
there could
good.
be more. Do
Yeah,
you
I
want
think
all
I'm good.
these?
Yeah.
I've been playing with
Do
the
you wanna
boots
go
on
in?
the screen this whole time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Hold my
I'm
stuff.
an idiot.
I'll go see it.
Okay. I take Sirik's stuff. Go ahead.
He
Man.
goes back.
That shit was nasty. Yeah,
Maybe
hold
I
my
can
boots.
find some trousers for you.
Sirik entered the whale.
There's plenty of room for rats in here.
And there we have the YouTube. Sirik enters the whale.
Yeah.
Swan dive.
Yeah.
Just change your name to Jonah while we're at it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take the boots off the stream. Presuming I know what boots look like, but no. Plus, I can't stop playing with them because I have OCD. So there you go.
So Ceres gets close and sees if he can actually find something.
Yeah, on you go. Roll an investigation check.
Oh, my investigation's not good.
Hey, that was almost Scottish, dude.
That's
Almost.
and my investigation's at so that's 17.
Okay, that's not bad.
All right.
Obviously, this is a large creature, even with chunks of it missing. So you probably spend, I don't know, you probably have to spend about an hour if you're going to properly look through this.
Sure, why not?
At which time, Scale, if you want to, you can identify the boots.
Yeah, I'll figure out what those boots are.
Whilst that's happening, we're going to go flip back and we'll resolve this in a moment.
Thank God.
We'll flip back because this is just horrible.
Oh no, it's incredible. This is the greatest.
Oh, it's great. It's also horrible.
Hashtag Bootsgate.
So we'll go back to Alton. And Waif and Stray have been teaching you how to fish. What they've described to you is that they have, the first thing they've got to do is try and catch some crustaceans, because that's particularly what these octopus go for. So you put down a wee, they have a wee sort of pop-up creel, which they used occasionally to try and get lobster and crab for food for everybody. But they changed the size of the hole in the basket to stop larger creatures going in. Put some fish in that they cut up, put it down. 20 minutes later, and you've got like a dozen small crabs or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they split them open and put them on a hook, and they sort of show you, and then they sort of say, right, up to you. So I'd like to make 3 survival checks and tell me what the total combined of all 3 is.
Okay, so it's not like 3 casts. This is like...
Yeah, okay. We're just doing it over time, and we'll see.
Yep. Survival? Let me have
yep.
a look. Don't think this is great.
Actually, I tell you what, do give me them one at a time. Sorry.
That's not bad for you.
It's actually not bad. I've a +3 in survival because bard stuff. Okay, so the first roll is 8.
Okay.
This is my good dice, so that's better. 15.
Okay.
This is notoriously shitty to me. I bought these dice expecting them to be good, they are not. Why does everyone have fans? When did this happen?
I have to say, I was just ignoring them.
I just look up to the screen, I'm like, what's happening?
I saw he had one, I was like, I have one in arm's reach.
Of course you do.
Would you like some tea, Jabber?
Next one is 18.
I've got coffee.
Okay, so
Same
8, 15, 18.
Yes.
Okay. Now roll me D100, and don't worry, this isn't your. You're not about to go. You're not about to go mental.
Although it's probably as stressful for Alton, who's like, "What?"
Well, if you want me, no. There are certain things.
Calm down.
If you feel it's justified, tell me.
You need to calm down over there, okay?
Yeah.
You should get yourself a fan.
46.
Oh, superb! That's that works. Okay.
Works so well. Okay, carry on.
Last thing I want you to roll me is a D8.
Okay. This I can do, huh? That's a 4.
Okay, super. So, and I think Waif and Stray have. This is I described it as a fishing rod before, but it's really more a hand line. So it's a weight tied on the end, and then 3 or 4 hooks tied onto the line, and they're just sort of using sort of and then tossing it out and letting it sort of fall down,
it
and
back
then
up.
they're handballing it up. But they've basically taught you to just hold it. They've got the end of the. They don't trust you, so they've actually got the end of it tied to something.
Screw them! I don't trust them either. He's giving him evil eyes while this is happening. Carry on.
What they've told you to do is hold it sort of slightly tense, and just sort of. So you can feel the weights connecting with the bottom, and just slowly sort of jiggle it. And you after a while you do feel things, like something's tugging back. And anyway, they teach you over time that when you feel one of these tugs to give it a big yank. And I think the first 2 or 3 casts you catch fish every time you put it down. The first one comes up and it's a big sort of snapper, and Waif and Stray sort of take it off the hook for you and bash it over the head and say that'll make
Alton
it nice
is appalled at this. When he sees this happen, he's aghast.
Yeah.
and they don't ask you anything, but this is happening before you can even perceive really what's happening. It's just all all
right, but
whack.
just to know that all the remaining yanks are extremely tentative. He feels sick.
The remaining what?
Because he said when there's a tug, they taught him to yank.
Okay, I associate yank with something else. Never mind.
With Yankee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same word, but totally different meaning.
Okay. Sorry.
Yankee Doodle want to fish.
Yeah, the next time you get the same again, another 2 of them, and unless you stop them,
I think as they're coming up and Alton sees them, he will try and take them off and set them free and go.
Okay. I think Jabber. How would Waif and Stray respond to that if Alton tries to unhook and throw their dinner back into the sea?
Alton paid them 100 gold. So
Right. So if he wants to do strange things, they don't.
Yeah.
And I think maybe what they do is they just get another hand line and put it down the other side of the boat.
That's fine. That's fine. My perception is not good.
Are you sure the reaction won't be, "Are you squidding me?"
I'm so glad to hear interjections, Terror. They're fantastic.
Thank you. You got a bunch of the same type of fish. They're quite identical.
Jesus.
Shit.
I'm about to turn to Christianity or something. Carry on.
But after, I think things go quiet for a while. And maybe after about an hour. So this is probably about the same time. And I think actually, because everyone give me a perception check. Not Scale and Cyric, just Mara, Garvin, and Alton.
Right.
Okay.
Because this is happening basically as Cyric Eldritch blasts the dead whale's carcass. So I want to see if you guys hear it and hear
18.
Okay.
Garvin got a 6, and Mara got a 21.
What's your spell save DC, Cyric?
My spell save DC.
Probably 16, 15, 16.
Okay,
it's
it's
lower?
boosted.
I believe it's higher.
It's higher.
I believe it's like 19.
You motherfucker, you have much higher spell save than I do.
Yeah,
It's-
my save DC is 19.
I need some
He's got
some
magic.
books of charisma, that's what I need, okay?
He's got a magical item that boosts it for.
I know. He also has boots now that are cool.
So at this moment in time, Alton doesn't hear anything. When we go back to Mara and Garvin,
Jealous of the boots
they'll-
as well.
yeah.
Boots.
He got boots and stupid fishing. Carry on.
But you get another tug, and this feels different. And when you pull it in, you see exactly what you are looking for. A small, almost, I don't know, sickly sort of marble, whitey yellow coloured octopus.
Uh-huh.
Looks like a small version of the kraken that you fought. It's probably about 6 or 7 inches from the top of its head to the tips of its tentacles.
Okay.
And it has these iridescent electric blue circles all over it.
Ooh.
And Waif and Stray get quite animated because this is what you've paid them to catch. And they tell you to be very careful. It's quite easy to handle, but don't allow your hand to go anywhere near its beak because it has a super deadly poison, which is why you want it.
I guess the squid.
Alton grabs it by the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
And
right,
and you,
I was gonna say-
all I was going to say is they tell you that, you know, if you want the poison, it needs to be killed, knowing your reluctance to kill things.
Alton will look at it. I think Quill will puff up and say, "It's fine. I do hate krakens of all sizes." And he sort of like drops it near them.
Onto the deck, and then it starts. Its tentacles go all out over the thing, trying to find its way back to the sea.
Yeah.
And
They crack it open.
yeah, I think what they do is they put it in like a bucket of water or something at the seawater at the moment, and and tell you that you need to be ready to extract the poison at the point they kill it, because that it needs to go into, like, if you've got what they tell you is if it's it'll be a vial, because it'll be an incredibly small amount of poison,
small creature,
super toxic.
Here's a thing. I'll probably have to ask you because I don't think they'll be able to answer it. Just to put it out there, could it be diluted into multiple vials? Or is this going to be a one-stop shop sort of an idea? I don't mind either way.
I would say anything like this could absolutely be diluted down, but it'll almost be like an exponential decrease.
Sure.
So the more times you step on it, it'll be significant drops in its. So if you halved it,
I have to get it first.
You're going to get two amounts, but you're going to get they'll be less than half effective.
Can I ask then a follow-up question? Could one then dilute it with another type of poison to try and diminish the returns?
That was more of a game question, I guess. A mechanics, hunting, survival mechanics question.
Well,
I actually currently don't have the poison, so
the answer to terror is no. It would be exactly the same, but you would get two different types of poison.
Yes. Okay.
So you'd just be adding it to another poison that you already got, and then you'd be two types of poison. But anyway,
can Alton inspire himself?
Mm-hmm.
I think
you can do that at a certain level.
I don't know if I can.
I think that's a feature at a certain level of Bard that I can't quite bring to mind at the moment. If you're not.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think it says so anyway.
Self-inspiration.
Yeah, no, I have font of inspiration, but it doesn't say anything else. Nah, never mind. That's fine. Let's do this. So I imagine I am very carefully trying to position the dagger and the vial.
It is a survival check, but I will give you advantage because Waif and Stray are
with me,
assisting you.
Okay, all right, that's not so bad. And actually, my survival's not so bad. It turns out it's +3, so I just didn't realize it.
What I am going to say, I'll tell you. Do you want to know the DC up front?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
It is exception. It doesn't mean if you get this, it's going to be quite a big thing. So it is going to be a DC of 18.
Okay.
I believe you, man.
15 or higher on the dice, but you were going to get something pretty cool if you.
Okay.
Just want to remind you. Wait, you have an inspiration from.
I do, but that doesn't stack. I have advantage, but I don't think it stacks. Is that right, Squid?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. Once you've got advantage, you can't give yourself double advantage.
Which is that would be a complete bullshit on my end if I did that.
Oh, I thought inspiration was a D4 extra to your roll.
No.
this is
The
the
other
different
inspiration. It's in
If
the
you look
whole.
on your-
Yeah.
Okay, so
Look at your
Alton will
character.
sort of kneel down on the ground. He will sort of be very gingerly pushing the rusted dagger towards the beak of this thing, and preparing the vial, being quite careful, or as careful as possible.
Yeah.
He's
And
trying.
that rusted dagger is almost like a sacrificial ceremonial dagger, which I don't think I described. So it's got a sort of really weird curved tip on the end.
Love it.
But for this, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And
I can keep his beak open, right?
Yeah, and what Waifenstray thing is not keeping the beak open, is they just into the flesh next to it and draw it right up to the top, so you can sort of flap it open, and then you see the poison sac inside.
I love it. To me, this is the greatest gift Alton's ever had. It's probably the only gift he's ever had too. So,
and this is where we need the roll.
Shit, I was trying to put that off. All right, first roll. Nope, that's a 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
Different dice. Shit.
We call everything inspiration, but it's inspiration point and inspiration dice.
No, that's a 5. Nope.
Okay.
Uh,
You just nick it and it just dissipates into all the goo of the octopus. Unfortunately.
I think Alton sees it. He's like, "Did I get it?"
You can spend more time and try and catch another one, though.
He will be. God damn it.
Yeah, right. We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Mara and Garvin? Mara, are you wishing to have any conversation with Garvin, or are you just chilling out and not doing, just watching the world go by?
yeah, we're just taking it easy.
Yep.
Did they notice the?
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. After an hour, you hear the distinctive noise of one of Cyric's, and then a second Eldritch Blast go off.
Well, I guess we'll take off running then.
Okay, that's fine. It'll take you probably about 15 minutes to get to where
damn.
it was, but
That's how long it took them to get there.
No, yeah,
It
but
took-
we don't.
it took
And
a
they're
long
running.
time, yes. But they are going round the sides. It took about 45 minutes for Scale
really?
and
Okay.
Cyric to get, but it's because they went to the very top and back down, whereas Garvin and Mara can just do a quicker route round the edge with no height climbing and stuff. But anyway, but yeah, so I think not long after Cyric has waded inside the whale to give it a good examine, Mara and Garvin sort of start trotting along the foreshore behind you, Scale.
Please tell me this is like a Narnia event. Cyric the whale in the stranded beach. I can just disappear into another realm.
What the hell happened here? Did you
It's a
kill
dead
this
whale.
whale? Did you kill this? No?
I don't think we can cause that much rot and decay in
Oh,
the
God,
day
yeah.
that we've been here.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The wind's taking it away from you, but occasionally the wind drops, and then you just get a, oh, God.
Oh, no.
Can they see my legs stick out?
Garvin and Mara cannot see Cyric.
You're in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what we heard Cyric's Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, he shot it.
Why?
Why not? It's fun to shoot dead things.
That's worrisome.
You know what's even more worrisome?
What?
Cyric's inside that whale right now.
Is the whale undead?
No, it's normal dead.
Did he climb inside it?
Hmm.
can Cyric?
Hear them?
How does telepathy work? Can I connect to them via Cyric word?
How far away are we?
30 feet. If it's more than 30 feet, you can't.
What's your? Because I think I said you were 30 feet was the edge of the viscera circle.
Oh no, I moved away from the visceral. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, to clean myself. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm in range of. I think we're. I think you're on your own solo adventure in the whale.
So he's in that thing. Why is he in that thing? And please don't respond with, it's fun to climb inside of dead thing. Oh, don't. No, that silence is even more worrisome.
Okay. We found some boots, and he wants more boots.
We can buy more boots. Why did he want the one from the dead whale?
I did not think this through.
You know, as I was saying it, it was making less sense.
Okay.
But check out these boots.
And I said I was going to look for trousers for you.
Oh my god.
These are some real nice boots.
Love that the boots are a character now.
Okay. Mara will just sort of stare at the boots. Okay, so you found these boots inside that, and you cleaned them.
No,
Now,
they started clean.
are we alone on the island?
No, there's a whale here.
Oh no! Show me where. Well, so these boots were clean when you found them.
They were clean from inside the whale.
Inside the whale.
Yes. Which is why Cyric is inside to get more boots.
Scale has actually identified them at this stage, right?
Yeah, but
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
magic
And
boots.
I think we're probably a little bit advanced, but it's fine. That they're servant boots. So when you're not wearing them, you can cast the spell Unseen Servant, and the Unseen Servant walks around wearing these boots. So basically, this Unseen Servant's invisible, but you see the boots wandering around doing the things that the Unseen
So it makes Unseen Servant
Yeah.
completely useless.
Semi-
Unseen, except for these
That
sweet
is
boots.
It's still a
Amazing.
servant.
The
Can I
best
grab
thing
six?
for Unseen Servant is it can set up your camp, it can set fires, it can cook food for you, these
And
sorts of
it's,
It can
It's
help
technically
scale ship.
magic slave.
yeah. Yes. Yes.
Pour
Can,
wine for you.
it still cast mending? Because it used to be able to do that in earlier editions.
It
No.
can't.
That is a pain. Because then you could sort of throw up a band of unseen servants to repair your golems. Anyway, Mara stops holding her nose and takes up her scroll from Jarlaxle and has it under her nose. Okay. So, what do these magical boots cast a magical servant?
Yes.
Okay. And he's hoping for more of these magical boots for more servants, or
I think. Well, he says something about pants. I think we're looking for a full outfit.
so then that would be the servants' pants.
No.
I'm a hero. This is my story.
Shut up, Titus.
I'm fairly sure that Cyric's going to find the Emperor's new clothes.
We're looking for a full outfit just so that we can if we put it on, it's the whale. It's the whale carcass attire.
Yes,
Yes,
it's like in
DLC set.
WoW, and you have the something
Of
of,
the
the
whale.
whale. Yeah.
Of the whale, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, don't worry, nothing actually happened with that spell cast, so honestly, we're probably fine.
Great. I guess we'll move out of smelling range and actually try and enjoy the island for a bit.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
sit back and watch.
Do you want a bird?
We have
Why?
spares.
For food?
Ugh.
No, I'll do with fish. I don't need carcass bird.
I mean, it's the fish of the skies.
I just imagine
Like the chicken of the
Scale.
sea. It's
Yeah.
the fish of the sky.
I just imagine Scale with a fishing rod throwing it up into the sky, trying to catch birds. Like, come
That
on,
actually happened
And
my
I see
IRL
carp.
brother once. He was off the back of a rib, cast
doable.
it back, and caught a seagull by accident.
no.
You can do it.
Yeah, it happened. And he's terrified of birds, so he didn't even want to reel it in.
It's happened to almost every fisherman I know.
Yeah.
It's not like
No, because they hang right off the A-frames.
I caught a sea. Sorry, I'm going off. You want me talking about it? I caught a sea trout once, and as I was reeling it in, a cormorant came down and took it as I was reeling
So
it
then
in.
you had
and
to
flew
go-
off, and flew off with it, and I'm sort of
Give me back
oh,
that.
fuck. Luckily, when it got too close, it just spat it out, so I didn't have to deal with it. But
I thought it was going to be a death match.
Yeah. Can't you use the bird to fish something bigger out?
No.
in China, they put things around their throats and get them to catch fish.
Oh yeah, I've
That
seen
they
that.
then can't swallow and just take them out their mouth and then feed them smaller fish as a reward. They're actually trained to do that.
That's
cool.
It's awesome
like the-
and messed up.
Oh yeah,
It's like
So
when they
cool.
teach
it's still cool.
ravens to pick up cigarette butts. Give them candy.
Anyway, see, you get the DM talking about fishing. That's the bogey. So I think you continue to pass time. You tell them about the wreck round the corner as well.
No, we're gonna-
You don't.
Sarah and I are going to go explore that ourselves.
Right, that's fine. So after a while, you see the hideous mess that is sort of weighed back out. I mean, I can't underestimate what somebody that's been wading around inside a fucking whale for like an hour looks like. He just looks like I can't even, like, the whale's been dropped on him and it's burst all over him.
Blood for the
Top
blood
of
god.
his head to the bottom of soles of his boots, he is just covered in
Beautiful.
viscera, stinking ooze. God knows where some of the colours that are there come from. You know,
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
consensus
it's just
with the.
vile.
So Mara will be talking to Scale.
And he comes striding out towards you.
Yeah.
And there's a wave of the stench that's sort of preceding him as he comes towards you.
So
He's shimmering.
consensus here.
Yeah, he's super happy, big grin.
Hello.
So, dear companions, can I get a consensus? Did the remove curse not work?
What do you
And
mean?
this is a result.
No, I told you he was looking for more pants.
Oh no, yeah, true. No, you can wait
Yeah,
over
I
there,
find
sir.
By the way, sir,
Wait.
you found nothing in the
I figured.
Siri, could you transform into like a fish or something and take a quick bath? Just quick bath or something.
I can't. Why?
Would you
I can-
just.
Go wash myself.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Please.
Hi, Mara. Hi.
No, yes, hi.
Garvin's
Oh.
brows just sort of look sort of not together, looking at you as if to say, "What the fuck?"
While you were
Oh.
in there, I found out what the boots do.
I thought the butcher smelled
The
bad.
boots
This
do
is-
something.
And you
The
can
magic
actually activate them, Scale, because they're not.
Oh,
You don't have to attune to them.
what's the command word?
Boots.
Bippity boppity boo.
Bibbidi bobbidi boots.
Bibbidi-bobbidi boop. What ho,
Bobbidi
peasant?
boots.
You've got
I
to say
say the
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I say the command word, and I give the command: clean off Cyric.
Okay.
The boots that are kicking off dirt from him.
And yeah, you just
Starts
start
getting kicked.
sort of gentle plucking at your clothes and things as something seems to start magically cleaning.
Magic walking boots walk over to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Grump, grump, grump,
Nobody
grump,
clap.
grump.
That's an amazing thing. I guess the stink will still be there. But,
You know, I'd love to be able to say to this people watching the stream at the moment, maybe you're new, that this isn't representative of what we do. It very much is.
I'm a whale diver.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Serious
This is
RP
me.
group.
Yeah. I fucking love that he's like, what? Magical boots? Huh?
Yeah, what?
They're sweet boots, man.
He completely ignored you when you said that they were magical before.
Yeah.
All right, clean yourself off and go check out what
Damn
that boat
the
does.
truth.
I'll help him. So
Okay.
I do my
Yeah.
water stuff, and I don't know what the unseen servant does.
Yeah, no, I think it tries to clean you, but because it doesn't have any particular tools, it's basically just doing the equivalent of running a hand across and sort of wiping off the worst of the muck, but you're still pretty smelly and dirt. There's just rolls of slime sort of sloughing off your body.
I try to wash myself with the shape water thingy as well. So.
You can, again, another sort of 10 minutes and you're nice and clean again. Scale, you have control of that unseen servant for an hour. So you've got another 50 minutes that'll just... It has to stay within 60 feet of you, though. Otherwise, the boots become inert and they just stop where they are.
Yeah, I think once we get Cyric relatively clean, I'll do Scale will just do the whistle and the roundup finger and start. We'll start going to the boat wreckage with the boots following after her.
Well, they are magic boots. And I think Zurich will try and, take his hand, attempt to pass over the boots, or if they actually touch something. Or
What is he doing?
is it just...
He's testing out the magic.
I'm not doing that.
Oh man.
It's like one of those magician shows, you know?
You actually have me crying. Like, Emeros, relax, okay? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I think you can just feel this strange, shapeless force resist your hand as it gets to where a person would be if they were wearing it.
Does this world have wonder palm trees? Could we just attach one to Cyric? Just have it there.
So, yes, you're just patting the unseen servant, which again, as I say, it's just a formless. It's almost like, have you ever taken two opposite magnets and tried to push them together?
Yeah.
That's
I've been a
basically
child.
the feeling your hand gets as it gets to the unseen servant.
I too have gone to science class.
I too have been a child with magnets.
I have long learnt not to assume anything when it comes to that.
Very true.
Don't
That's
worry.
true. Here's the thing: they don't believe in magnets in Sweden.
Nope.
No, they don't. But I have tried.
Only
I have
providing
been to Germany.
2 less screws that are necessary to make your table.
I thought it was too many.
Not in my experience.
Norwegian misinformation.
Oh no, we get too many, but the things that we send out.
Yeah.
We take it from theirs and put it out.
Everyone in Sweden has extra screws, and everyone else is missing.
Yeah. What are we going to do
Yep.
with these extra ones? Send it to those poor people in other countries who are missing the screws.
Right. Another 10 minutes around the island, and at this time you're on the opposite island from Alton, so this time you lose sight of the Storm Petrel in Alton as well. And you come across the wreckage of a small, it's probably only like a 20 or 30 foot wee fishing boat, and there's a few slightly broken creels that you've seen before that people catch lobsters and crabs in, some netting and stuff like that. And as you approach that, we'll flip back to Alton. Another 3 survival checks, see if you catch another octopus.
Okay.
Come on, man. Come on.
All right. Okay. I gotta think fish. Where did I put all my dice? This might be an issue. I've been fidgeting here. Here we go. Okay. Oh, that's really good. 2 17s and an 18 plus 3, so it's 20, 20, and 21.
Oh.
Yeah, I think quite quickly
Never
thereafter
rolled so high.
you catch another one, and then have another attempt with advantage to do.
Oh, God
Sorry,
damn
I
it.
have to reconnect.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
all
Not a problem. Our cameras will bark for a wee while.
Yeah.
But bear with us. till
We're
whenever
actually
it
all-
reconnects.
We were all hanging out in Squid's thing randomly. That was pretty cool. It was just like fog
yeah.
waters. That was awesome.
So much.
Hello.
Yeah. It was nice in there. It was kind of roomy, you know? He gets more real estate than we do.
I am very accommodating.
Yeah, that's okay. So it's 16 is the higher one, plus 3, 19.
Okay. So
The-
after
What
your
was
first sort of try, it was 18. I said before.
You did it, man.
So after having a go before and messing up, you're a lot more careful this time, and you manage to split it open and then just nick the top of it and very carefully lift out the small poison sac and then sort of squeeze it into your vial, and you just get a few milliliters of poison, but it's a very
It's potent, I imagine.
it's a very evil blue sort of looking liquid.
Is it like one of those like ink toys you used to be able to get where like there's like a clear definition of different hues and stuff as it sort of murks its way around?
And I think the other thing as well is if you sort of play with it, it's really sort of thick and viscous and takes a while to sort of coagulate at the bottom of the vial again.
Alton,
thing you can say.
Alton will take the knife that he performed this with, the rusty, what do you call it, a mortician's knife? Or a burial?
I called it a ceremonial knife. I don't know if it's got a because it's not
party
quite
knife.
a sickle.
What's it called? Like Chris? The curvy dagger?
It's all good. We won't get
No,
bogged down in it.
not a Chris, because that's still a straight blade with curvy bits on it.
Chris
This
is a
is one
snake blade.
that's straight with a little bit of a hook at the top.
Yeah, I kind of I get what you mean. It's for tearing, basically. Okay, well, either way, he will sort of put that in. He has a specific holster inside his waistcoat pocket where he's keeping that, and he just plugs up one of the vials, looks at it, and plays with it, like you said, and puts it away. Looks back at Waif and Stray, and Quill will just sort of say, "Oh, I guess I can fish now, huh?"
I have to say, the
And
ink
how
is
would
not-
they respond, Jabber?
Plus, he completely messed up all the fishing, by the way. Like he got the thing, but all the fish are free.
I mean, they were fish on their own on the other side, so
I don't know that.
Yeah, I think they would. Let me remember the voice I did for them.
Oh, it was obnoxiously bad. Go on, carry on.
Yeah.
Cool, thanks. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I made a point because that was your punishment for trying to talk to them.
How dare I try and interact with characters?
I think they would kind of like. They would. I don't know if they have the common place to like clap for stuff, because like that's kind of a learned behavior. So it's like I don't think they would like clap for like a job well done, but I think they walk over and like pat you on the shoulder and like just compliment you essentially, because like that is a very difficult thing. It's probably not something they've ever tried to do.
As someone who isn't a native English speaker, what would it sound like when they compliment someone?
Wow.
You know,
Wait,
typical
fuck,
positive
Jabber.
words.
Last chest bump.
Yeah.
You know, typical good vibes and positive words.
Words of encouragement.
What's your
Hang in
encouragement?
there.
Good job. You did it.
You are number one.
Give you like a missing toothy grin thumbs up.
Scurry.
Okay, cool.
They don't know what you were doing it for still, because they're like, I want poison.
Oh,
And like,
yeah,
got
for
it.
sure. Yeah, well, we've been there for like a while doing it, so I imagine they're kind of pretty happy with being done.
Oh yeah, I mean they're
at the
happy
very
that you learned how
least.
to fish. They're
Yeah.
happy that you learned how to fish. I mean
I think when Alton's done, he'll just sort of unceremoniously just sort of throw the octopus. Is it dead? Did I have to kill it to get
Yeah,
it?
you've had to slice it in half, basically.
Okay,
You basically,
Alton-
because you know how an octopus, like a squid, it's sort of the top of it sort of circular.
Mm.
You've had to slip it up one side and basically fold it out to expose all of its inner organs.
Wow. Okay, so all the way through this.
This has been quite traumatic for Alton.
Yeah,
I imagine.
yeah. And that explains why he failed so badly the first time. He's been like dry heaving. He's ghostly white in the face, and he's got like the cold sweats are happening big time. And after this, he will probably get like a little faint and have to like sit down. He's got like the face of someone who's been to Nam, you know. Like there's helicopters
1,000
going
yard
on in
stare.
his head.
Yeah.
Do you think that this would be traumatic enough to deserve a Constitution saving throw for
This
Alton?
for sure would be traumatic enough, I believe. He
Okay.
does. He
Right.
is not
Con-
about. Yeah.
Con save, but it's the beginning one, so it's only a 12.
Oh, cool, sweet. What do you mean the beginning one?
Oh.
Well, remember how we've said is every
Yeah.
time if it's a problematic thing, like
Yeah.
the DC goes up and up. But out with combat situation.
13.
Right. You're fine. I
Jesus,
think
okay.
thematically, Alton feels like the Feywild sort of rising, but just manages to sort of center himself and sort of force it back to take control. But I think, and tell me if I'm speaking out of turn, I think it's fair to say that Alton now starts to recognize it. a
You
little
speak
bit.
out of turn, sir. No,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. 100%. He's
Duel.
because it was actually Mara had said to him the last time that he let it go, that was potentially something to do with stress, and to be careful not to be stressed. And
maybe a little bit of pain starts in the horns as they're getting ready to start to sort of.
Maybe there's all like the sort of the feeling of static, maybe that sort of sparks his magic when he's using like a witch bolt or something.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can flip back to Scale and Cyric. And did Mara and Garvin go with you to the boat?
Sorry, I'm just imagining Alton with blood all over his hands like a surgeon.
Well, the one thing is, it's not. It was only a tiny wee thing, so
I know. But he has small hands.
Yeah.
He is a gnome.
I mean, let's face it. You've not waded into a whale.
They're magic.
High fantasy.
High fantasy,
That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
That used to be an urban cure thing. People got sick and they entered into the corpses of whales to get cured from diseases.
Yeah.
Iceland.
Actually, Cyric, I'm going to slightly go back. Roll me a
Something like that.
D100.
D100.
Yeah.
How do I do it? Oh, I will do.
So you should have 2d10 on your set of dice.
Percentile dice.
One of them will have 1 to 10, and one of them will have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Look at what Jabber does.
So roll both of them. One of them is the units, and one of them is the tens.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You have gout.
97.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to rein back a little bit. That you did not come out of the whale empty-handed.
I did not.
Your two hands are full of viscera. Sorry.
What you actually came out with is a very...
You now know how to draw. That's how it happens, people.
You were somewhere in the abdomen of this whale, and found a sort of waxy lump that was almost sort of a dark orange color. Something about it just felt like it might be a little bit expensive. It's got a strange, sweet, earthy scent to it, out and above. And just something about it. You got a lump like that sort of size, like the sort of size of a large.
Is it biological?
A small. It is biological, and there's just something about it. And I think when you show it to Mara roll like a what is it when you're appraisal your feat for your
my mercantile skill?
Yeah,
I know what it is already.
Sponge. Sponge.
Mm-mm.
An egg.
25.
Okay, although you don't know about marine animals, but as a merchant, you very readily recognize this as a lump of ambergris.
Oh,
precious hamburgers!
Yeah.
I love that. That's my favorite Futurama episode, by the way. Precious hamburgers!
This is highly valued in the making of perfume and things like that. It helps fix the florals into the alcohol to make perfume. And you think that this lump's probably worth about 250 gold in open market.
And somewhere in the Elder Scrolls, a merchant is saying, "You've made yourself a good bit of gold."
You make me sick. You make me laugh.
I don't know what that is, but it's probably something.
Don't even try.
Back when in the North Atlantic, like sperm whale things, most of the time, although they took meat and stuff like that as byproduct, it was actually
oil.
ambergris. Oil and ambergris were what they were going for, because that was what the most money came from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cyric, you just found a huge... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I was about to say is, talking about perfume, I mean, that was a real life, I mean, like an awful lot of cosmetics before the
Candles,
majority of countries
lanterns.
whaling. Cosmetics were all, and it's like bile excretions from a whale.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bile stuff.
Nice.
It's like all manner of...
If you went back to the 70s and earlier, almost all cosmetics have this in the basis of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean...
We're missing out. you know.
And it's going like the further back you go, the more like creepy shit they do onto like I want to look pretty, so I'm gonna murder this animal and sort of press it against my cheeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that. Do you want to take a break there? Or...
The more you know.
Can I just say to Sirik, you found a huge pile of money. Thank you, Sirik.
No, it's squishy.
Squishy money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, we're going to take a 5-10
Yes.
minute break, and we shall return thusly
Shortly.
for some more top tier roleplay,
Yeah.
character development.
Yeah.
High fantasy. Like, this is like...
There is nothing inconsistent
Tolkien
about
watches
this.
and then writes books.
Yeah, it's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, hello, Ictus. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you, man.
Hey!
We're just going to a break. You've just come for us to leave. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Welcome.
See you soon, guys.
Stay a whale and listen.
Oh, stop what you're doing, dude. Just stop
Where?
it.
I will
1-800
end
Cyanide.
you.